kind of get off the rails, you can find each other again, which is good. It's a good thing. Good chair music. I'm wondering if you could tell me, I hate doing this because I remember being your age and playing in master classes, and a lot of times the coach would ask, what kind of character or what kind of story are you imagining this piece to be? And I hate doing it, but I'm going to have to ask you. What kind of story do you think this movement is telling? You guys are the experts in the room. I have to be honest, I don't really know this piece. I've been studying it for a couple days now, but you guys are the experts. Even if it's not a collective agreement amongst you. What sort of imagery do you conjure up when you think about the themes in this piece? Say again?
A meadow.
A meadow. Okay.
I think they're like
Adventure, okay.
a
Journey? Okay. And so how would you describe the opening?
like Paul Marcus said, like it's more happy.
Okay. That's the sunny meadow. Sunny meadow.
Very free and
Great. And where does it change? Number 3? And what is that at number 3? Emma, what do you think 3 is?
3?
Yeah.
Well, I have this like more like place with mine. That I guess it's like we have there's a lot of contrast to it. It's like very aggressive like 4 sections.
Right.
And this fortissimo and then we have the fortissimo piano, and then we're like coming out of that into this like
going through a forest and I'm imagining like a really beautiful landscape.
Okay. I want to sit on this for just a little bit longer. Do you think it was on purpose that he has both of you playing together? Or was it just kind of accident? Because when you have it, you're by yourself. You have this thing. At 4? Yeah. It's the same tune, isn't it? I don't remember that correctly. So why duo and then by himself? He's got 6 beats. You think?
I mean, maybe because we're in low register, I need to voices the same.
Okay.
It's more of a forest kind of establishes the new theme.
What is your tenant?
Yeah.
What is your tenant? Insmo? Okay. So, do you think it should be the same color or should it be different? Or do you think it's the same, but because it's 2, you write it a little bit louder? Or I don't know the answers to the questions I'm actually asking. I just want you to think about why it's written the way it is. Funny thing about sextets, and this goes back to Brahms too. It's very orchestral in its conception. And I think even Brahms was using it as sort of a study sextets before he would write his symphonies. He would write some sextets and kind of use that as a model. And I think you kind of have to. It's a wonderful thing to have six instruments. There's so many options. Cellos can be sort of, you can have soloistic cello and you can have a real bass line. It's wonderful to have those options, but it's also kind of a curse because there's so much going on. So I think you need to have a sense of what it is you want to project out to the audience, and you need to cut through everything else. And a lot of times the dynamics don't help, right? So anytime you have passing lines, make sure that it comes through. Bing, bong, bong, bing, bong. He's creating all of these different colors and different instruments, but those are the things that needs to kind of come out to us. The score needs to jump off the page, and that's kind of your job. Right?
Just to elaborate on Zak's point a little bit, and this is my opinion too. So I mean, so this, I think what Zak is encouraging is your 6 opinions, but to me it sounds very movie soundtrack-ish, right? I mean, it's very, you open in the meadow or whatever, and then at number 3 you want the cello and be able to have this little duo here. It's like a love tune, right? It's like there's our hero and heroine or whatever, or 2 heroes or 2 heroines. I don't know what, but I feel like it's a very romantic sort of melody for sure. Right? It's very lush, right? And then when the violin takes it over, it's a little more intimate, right? Or something. And there's something also about this timbre, the quality of the timbre of when 2 different instruments are playing a unison line. Can you just each play that line once? Can you play Emma yourself? And that's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And what a beautiful tune. Yeah. Ian, can you play it? The same notes, right? Now can you play it together? But keep in mind this imagery, so if I were conducting this, or if I were laying the character on it, I would say it's like these are 2 our main protagonists, maybe professing their love for each other, okay? So you can be in character. Two people playing that same unison, like just that color, there's just an added color to it, right? So that is a little more orchestral, even though it's only 6 people. And I think that kind of gives you some goosebumps when you listen to it, actually, and when you see it. So I think what Zak is speaking to is like, you want to have this pop out of the texture without being. I think if we define that as piano, then everything else has to support that, right? And then what you play at number 4, can you play what you have at number 4? Right, you have a little duo here with Ian, right? Or sorry, with Ian. Can we try this second?
Yes. Just, I don't mean to be technical, but since you guys are playing unison, who should lead, you think? Or whose sound should lead? You both agree with that? Yeah. I'm not convinced. Probably. I mean, it's a tricky one because you are playing in unison. It would be different if it were an octave, and I would still say cello. But if you can sort of play into her sound in some way, but definitely kind of be in unison. Go ahead, from figure 3. One more time. feel like you're just kind of.
You know, you can warm it up a little bit too. I think you're the only bass line there, so you guess that register. There's a real sweep to the line, right? I mean, it goes from this kind of, again, using my story, these two protagonists falling in love, just kind of, I don't know if any of you have been in love yet, but it'll be helpful if and when you do to play this piece. Because once you experience that and experience having your heart broken and all that stuff, then you can actually. And then when you get to 6, when it's mezzo forte, then you're in full zoom, right? Oh God, let's do everything together. And then 7 is just like completely just passionate. You forget all your friends, and you're just like, that. And so so in that sense, it has to move. You're just in it. You're just in it. And you're not getting stuck and like kind of grinding it out, but it's just you're just kind of caught up in this sweeping nature of it, right? And then this happy gesture evolves after that, right? And then 8's a different character. So come up with a story, right? Right?
I don't need to move off from that.
Yeah.
Story, but
I thought it was pretty good.
what's the story at 18? This is different. This is stuff that we have here.
Like a movement. Sorry, I can bring my. Like I said, driving.
Driving, yes.
And so.
If we kind of stayed in the pastoral kind of story, what sort of movement are we talking about?
Like a horse.
Maybe, yeah.
One of the protagonists got captured on the rescue mission.
Cool. So what does he write? What does he write in the score? Say again? Animato. Yeah, I wasn't quite feeling animato enough. Can we just hear that young stuff?
And you recognize like our hero theme in there, like these go, but it takes on a different articulation, right? So again, that's why it sounds soundtrack-ish, right?
Without the bom, that's when you're young, this ostinato, it's like unrelenting. Try. So when you have the group of four eighth notes, start on the down bow. So you're not feel backwards. Right. Is that your one?
See the stories, what's going on? Much more fierce, steady, like, you know, if it's a chase or something, then it's like, right, it feels a little passive, so, yeah.
Okay, let's add the bom, and this bom, b. Every single note has something on it, yeah? It's again unrelentless. It's just going forward. You need to throw it out at us. Yeah. Do it again.
Just make sure that when if you're insecure with your left hand, still beep bong. Even if the wrong note comes out, it's much easier to adjust it when you're playing with conviction in your bow. First of all, probably going to be more accurate when you play with more conviction in your bow, and you're going to have the right character. But if you go then it sounds scared. You know, and maybe you are scared inside. I would not want to play that. But if I were to play it, I would just go for it. Beep bong. Even if it sounds like, hey, even if I'm a half step left, I know that I can fix it and play it right off.
Also remember that there are no gaps. Beep, bong, beep, bong, beep, bong. It's all connected. It's one line, but it's broken up between the voices. But we shouldn't hear that. It should be just one continuous. I love the character. This is great.
There's lots in there. That was when I like have to move it. All right. Thanks, guys. Great job.